All right, let's talk about weight loss. For like forever, we've been told it's all about pure willpower, right? Just restrict everything and fight against your own body. But what if that whole idea is just wrong? Today, we're going to look at a totally different blueprint, a system for results that actually last because it works with your life, not against it.
So first things first, we have got to redefine the goal. I mean, look at this. You've got two people here at the exact same weight, but their stories are completely different. The person on the left, they did the typical crash diet. They lost weight, sure, but they lost a ton of muscle along with the fat. The result is kind of that skinny fat or a fluffier look. But the person on the right, they focused on smart fat loss. They kept their muscle and lost mostly fat, and you can see the difference. A much leaner, more fit look. That's the goal we're actually chasing.
Okay, so if the real goal is fat loss, why is the scale, our main tool, so incredibly frustrating? Well, it's because that number you see every morning, it's not just fat. It's a mix of fat, muscle, bone, and, this is the big one, water, food you eat, and waste. And those things fluctuate like crazy day to day. It's why stepping on the scale can feel like a total emotional roller coaster.
So, here's how you get off that roller coaster for good. You have to zoom out. I mean it. Just stop obsessing over the number you see every single day and start tracking your weekly average instead. This one little shift smooths out all those meaningless ups and downs and lets you see the real trend. Are you actually losing fat over time? The weekly average, that's what tells you the truth.
All right, so we have the right goal and we have the right way to track it, but how do we actually stay motivated? This is the part where almost every diet completely falls apart. You know why? Because they rely on willpower. And willpower is like a phone battery. It's a finite resource and it always runs out. We need to build a motivation engine that actually fuels itself.
And this model, man, it just nails the solution. It's called the head, heart, hand model. Think of it like this. Your head is your logical brain. It knows what you should do. Your heart is what you genuinely, emotionally enjoy and want. And your hand, well, that's what you're actually good at, your skills. Real, sustainable motivation, it only happens in that sweet spot where all three overlap, where what you're doing makes sense, you actually like it, and you're capable of doing it.
And listen, this isn't just some nice-sounding idea. It is backed by solid research. When your head and your heart are fighting, when you're forcing yourself to eat salads you hate to get a body you want, that leads directly to stress and burnout. It's the scientific reason why something like 80% of people who lose weight gain it all back. Their engine was running on willpower fumes, and it was just destined to break down.
So how do we actually get our head and heart on the same page? Let's get super practical with this. The 5-step inversion technique. It's kind of wild. Instead of thinking about what you want, you start by thinking about what you absolutely don't want. Your worst nightmares in a few areas of your life. Like maybe for leisure, your nightmare is being too out of shape to hike with your friends. Then you connect how your current habits make that nightmare more likely. And then, this is the magic part, you flip it. You invert that nightmare into a powerful positive vision. Reviewing that vision every week, that's what refuels your why. It's so much more powerful than just wanting to look good in a swimsuit.
So now that we have a really powerful why, we can finally move on to the how. But listen, this is not about finding the one perfect diet. It's about designing a set of actions that are actually built to survive the chaos of your real life.
This is probably my favorite analogy in this entire blueprint because it just reframes everything. Nobody in their right mind would just get off the couch one day and try to run a 10K, right? You'd get hurt, you'd be exhausted, and you'd probably never want to run again. And yet, that is exactly how we approach dieting. We go all out from 0 to 100 on day one. Fat loss isn't a sprint, it's a long-term training plan.
So what does a 10K training plan for fat loss actually look like? Well, we can steal 3 core principles. First, you start small, like ridiculously small, smaller than you think you can handle. Second, you train for the real terrain of your life, not some perfect flat track. That means you have to practice your good habits when you're stressed at work or on vacation. And third, and this is a big one, you plan for rest. You see a tough week coming up, you proactively scale back instead of just hitting a wall and giving up.
Yeah, that last point, planning for rest, that is the absolute secret weapon. Rigid diets are designed for these perfect weeks that literally never happen. A system that's built to last, it needs a safety net for all the messy, imperfect days.
And this is that safety net. It's called the 3-tier ramp system. Your on-ramp is your ideal plan for a good, normal day. But when life goes sideways, instead of just quitting, you shift down to the low ramp.
Maybe that means you eat at maintenance calories instead of a deficit, or you do a 15-minute workout instead of a full hour. And for those days where you feel like you just can't do anything, you have an off-ramp. You're not quitting, you just have a plan for the bare minimum. Maybe you skip tracking calories but use simple speed bumps like drinking a glass of water before a meal. See? This system replaces that toxic all-or-nothing mindset with always something.
So let's put all these pieces together. What we've really been talking about here isn't another diet. It's a fundamental shift, a shift away from relying on temporary fixes and sheer willpower, and toward creating a permanent, flexible system for managing your health for the long haul.
And any good system needs a realistic target. So forget about trying to lose 10 pounds in a week. Real, sustainable, muscle-sparing fat loss is about 0.5% to 1% of your body weight per week, and that's averaged over time. That pace is slow enough to keep your muscle, keep your metabolism happy, and keep you from feeling totally deprived. It is, quite literally, the speed of forever.
And if you take away only one thing from all this, please let it be this. Your body does not need you to be perfect. It doesn't need a flawless diet every single day. All it needs is just enough of the right things done consistently, over and over again. Progress is built on consistency, not on intensity.
So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. What could you actually achieve? What would become possible if you finally stopped trying to muscle through on willpower alone and instead started building an intelligent, flexible, and sustainable system that's designed for your real life?